soar to the skies. The urge to rise above our natural condition is always alive in us. Technology has found ways of building birds of steel that carry us aloft. But metallic wings have not been able to assuage man's yearning to rise above his own humdrum existence. Although the bird no longer symbolizes man's soul for us, the sight of his light wings still makes us dream of flying as he flies. His thoughts rising up like larks, he will sail in the morning sun high over the land. His soul being free, he will understand the language of flowers and things that are still. The poignant myth of Icarus symbolized the exultation and tragedy of man's persistent dream of flight. Winged gods symbolized ancient man's impressions of heavenly images. But the origins of human flight, from the colorful and fantastic legends of flying carpets and aerial chariots, to the incredible inventions and predictions of Leonardo da Vinci, are shrouded in the mists of time. The dreamers and the visionaries, however, persisted. Aviation had begun in the early 19th century. It is astonishing to find how long it took to get a practical airplane into the air and keep it there. The history of man is thousands of years old. The history of the airplane, hardly a century. The achievement of human flight by drawing together more closely the peoples and the nations of the earth has begun to create for the world a new realization of a common destiny. The exploration of outer space has enlarged our thinking and reduced the earth to a minor planet of a minor star. The future of man is only beginning to take shape.
Commercial air transportation is a very dynamic industry. Its growth and its requirements have changed more rapidly than almost any other industry that we have.
Although businessmen still predominate among air travelers, the new services for pleasure travelers are causing a new look on the airline.
The airline business is a very young and growing industry. Most of the airlines that we know today were formed between the years of 1926 and 1930. And it was in 1933 that our company hired its first 4 stewardesses.
My first flight was from Memphis to Fort Worth, and encourage taller girls to reach the overhead racks and other storage compartments on the airplane.
Our company is interested in all types of girls, as long as they live up to the high standards that we have for giving fine passenger service, which we've always been noted for.
They're more glamorous than they've ever been, and this has been on a planned basis. Because, 10 years ago, for instance, we sort of had the clean, washed, fresh, all-American look, and this is what we wanted. We didn't allow eye makeup or false eyelashes or long hair. And now, because fashion has taken that trend, and believe me, our styling experts are right on the job and staying ahead of fashion, such as our new wardrobe is really ahead of fashion, so that we do stay ahead and will stay ahead.
She gets the course in psychology of how to handle people in all kinds of situations. I really believe it's the spirit of broadening her own horizons and the spirit of adventure that makes a girl want to be a stewardess. She also gets to know this wonderful country. The following graduation, the girls go to any one of the 9 stewardess bases that we have. In addition, they have the opportunity to transfer to other cities. It's simple for her to do, since she has a job when she gets to that city, transportation is provided, and she has friends that she can live with, other stewardesses. This enables her not only to know the cities in which she lives, but those cities into which she flies.
Well, this I'm very happy about. Sean, I had hoped to go to Air Force Academy. He was unable to go, so at least I have one in the family who has wings. Very pleased about it.
So then I was able to go off on my own, and I've been to Japan, China, Portugal, Spain, Vienna, Germany, Italy, loved Italy, London, Paris, and this next year I'll have a month's vacation, and my husband and I plan on taking a trip around the world. You know, every man should marry an airline stewardess. We have so much to offer.
There are lots of management positions that occur behind the scenes that people never think of. For example, we hire hundreds of management trainees each year in passenger services, in freight services, in our finance department, in our general office in New York City. These are careers that you don't typically think of when you fly an airplane.
Aviation, without a doubt, has a tremendous attraction and appeal and opportunity for the young man, because without a doubt, it's one of the largest growing industries there is. This includes both airlines and the manufacturer.
Well, look at the lineup of airplanes that we've got right now. We've got bigger and better models of the airplanes we currently have. We've got the Concorde SST, we've got the US SST, we've got the 747, and beyond that, we're already considering that we'll have to have a V-string for intercity travel.
But probably in 20 years, we won't have any of today's airplanes as we know them today.
In 20 years, those airplanes will be as obsolete as the Model T.
And I think that the 747 represents the first of, we'll call it a new breed of aircraft, which will give a more spacious feeling. Now, the cabin itself is a large cross-section cabin. This will be typical of most new type aircraft. The large cross-section in one form or another will become the standard.
There will be more and more travel. People simply like to be somewhere different than they are very frequently.
People on the coast are going to go on weekends to places like Europe and Hawaii.
There has been thought that we would go hypersonic, which is, instead of 2,000 miles an hour, maybe 3,000 or 4,000 miles an hour.
In fact, I know that you're talking hypersonic right now. This is above and beyond this aircraft.
We have approximately 30,000 people today, and we say in 8 years we'll have 55,000 people. And we think of this as mechanics. These are not the mechanics these are real, highly trained, capable technicians, people who really run the airline. They're part of the airline. Our engineers are every day require more and more formal education to stay abreast of it.
We believe that the design of airplanes will continue to improve, and the utilization of airplanes will continue to improve.
Considering putting into the CC aircraft. But the ground school that they want to run for these people is 480 hours. Now, this man has to be a technician when he goes into that school, and when he comes out, he will be a true specialist. But we can't even figure out how many of these people we need at this time. We don't even have the equipment yet.
Well, As far as I'm concerned, this program we're going through now is really excellent.
Well, we had 3 weeks of ground school and on each airplane, and usually 3 weeks to 4 weeks of simulator and flight training. These are two separate, broken up periods, and up till now we talked about air conditioning coming first and electrical system coming first, and now you got to fly the airplane before you do anything else.
What's your feeling on the simulator compared to sitting out in the cockpit?
It's going to be more fun, but it's going to be busy.
Well, yesterday, after you left, I sat in and I discovered that I'm going to need about 3 or 4 hands, I think, initially to find all the switches and turn them on and off.
I think one of the things that's most apparent to me since I came to American Airlines in 1964 is the professional demands that's made on a pilot, because in the military, I felt that things were kind of freewheeling and you never had to worry about people in the back of the airplane. And I think that's...
Tulsa, Oklahoma is the headquarters for the Maintenance and Engineering Center, which houses somewhere in the neighborhood of 6,000 people. We've gone to the use of computers and integrated data processing.
For example, our Computer Saver Center processes approximately 2,200 inputs a minute and give a response somewhere within 3 seconds. Degree-wise, there is room for almost every degree that's being offered in universities and colleges.
And I can see now where a young man will, in a span of 4 or 5 years, see maybe 10 to 100 times what his father saw. And he's going to learn 10 to 100 times that way, and the whole world's going to benefit from this knowledge.
Rubble high or low and stormy. The final essential questions are not altered by technology. They remain. Even in the most modern airplane, you travel forever with yourself and your mood.
Good morning. Welcome to American Airlines. Watch your step getting up.
See now, the whole ticket will have to be rewritten.
I know.
Okay, I tell you what, sir, if you check up at that military counter,
Yes.
there aren't too many people up there, and you won't have to wait very long, okay?
Appreciate it.
Okay.
Seat number 6E will be reserved for you. Have a very pleasant trip.
That's up to you.
thousands of hidden hands carry us safely and at wondrous speeds. How simple and how comfortable it all seems. That's the real job of an American. There goes a bird, pushing the clouds aside like useless veils. He knows no fear of light. Enclosed in flight, he knows no shadow.